Hey everybody, it's Dr. Detroit here. The doctor is in, and welcome back to our NASCAR Xfinity Series full season playthrough. Today's episode is or today's race, I should say, is going to be fun because we're back at Homestead. We're back here again for the second of the doubleheader at Homestead, but we're now into race number 10. That's right, we now have hit the double digits, which also means there are only 21 races left for this season, but I would say about, let me see here, so if that's 10 races right there, about 15 races before we get to the playoffs, and believe me, it's going to be a fun one. Now, for you guys, it's probably been, probably a few days since the last time that we uploaded a race. But for me, it's been a couple of weeks. So let's go back and take a look at where we finished last time. So in the last race that we did, we finished in the 10th position because we had a very nasty car. The car was just not handling good for us at all. But we came home top 10, so we still got some points. Before that, we were at Atlanta, where we finished 4th, and then we won at Bristol at the Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen 300. So now here we are for the second of the two Homestead doubleheaders, the Homestead 300. But I want to draw your attention really quick to some of the next couple of races because they're going to be a lot of fun. The one after this, we're going to head to Talladega Superspeedway for the Money Lion 300. You guys remember how we did back at Daytona, so we should have a pretty good car for Talladega. Then it's off to Pocono for the Pocono Green 225, and then when we get to here, well, something special is going to be happening for that race. I'll explain more about that once we get to Talladega. Anyway, let's go take a look at the season standings and the playoff standings. We'll check out the playoff standings first. As you can see, we are at the top of the heap in the playoffs. Harrison Burton is still second, Brandon Jones third, Riley Herbst is fourth, and Chase Briscoe is fifth. And if we take a look at the cars that are still trying to lock themselves in, currently Anthony Alfredo hangs on by a thread. They're in 12th place, and you can see the drivers that need points: Justin Haley, Alex LeBay, Ray Black Jr., Brandon Brown, and Joe Nemechek. In the regular season standings, as you can see, we still have a good points lead ahead of Brandon Jones, but we need to be really careful because we need to have a good race for this one, because if we have a bad race, we might end up losing the points lead if we're not careful. So we'll have to see how this all goes here at Homestead. But anyway, enough of the jibber jabber. I'm gonna go qualify the car, and I'll meet you guys in the paddock so I can talk a little bit about setup and get you all set up for the Homestead 300. 25th is where we placed our car. Again, this is another one of those long run cars that should be better the longer we go. And you know, it's a long race, 100 laps. So that'll give us plenty of time to get up there, get some stage points, and hopefully get our 5th win of the season. One thing I will say is that this is not the same car that we drove with in the first race. We decided to switch that out for a different setup car. But I did test it a little bit during the time I was not able to record, and I think it's going to be really good. So if you're ready and you look ready, let's begin. So you can see Ross Chastain's on the pole, so he's going to be hard to beat. Jesse Little didn't have a good practicing session. David Starr goes to the back, and so does Matt Mills. Alright, so 4, 5, and 6. The game could have put them numerically right there, you know, 4, 5, and 6, but whatever. Anyway, here we go, our beautiful Axalta scheme. Here we go, 100 laps. Homestead race number 2 is green.
Green flag.
And just like in the last race, it's a 22-lap stage. See if we can make our way up through the field here and try to get up there to get some stage points.
All clear.
You see, we got a much better start than some of the other people. In fact, we were able to just pull right up. And now there's Austin Hill on the high side in that 61 machine that I think it says Asian group or something, or something. I can't even see it very well. Oh, look at this. We're going to go 3 wide. We're going to go 3 wide here with Vinnie Miller, Austin Hill, and some others. I'm going to get a huge push there from Josh Balicki, that number 99 machine. move us up into the 19th position. We're
Careful, still there.
slowly working our way up here in these early laps. There's Nemechek right there in that 47 machine. Here comes Josh Balicki to the bottom. Boy, he's got a huge head of steam. Oh boy, we're 3 wide. Had to back out of there because Chad Fincham decided to park the bus right there. As now Chase Briscoe now has the race lead.
Stay on the bottom.
Whoops.
20 laps to go.
So 20 laps to go in this stage. And already I'm noticing that this car is feeling a little bit better. Like,
Still there.
it feels a little bit better going into the corner. But we'll have to see
Hold your
how the
line,
run
got one
goes.
outside. Inside. Clear down low.
Up to the high side goes Anthony Alfredo. And you can see it, the field is kind of spread now a little bit. But Joe Nemechek's kind of parking the bus again here. As now we get a huge hit again from Josh Balicki. Good Lord, Balicki's just giving us so much pushing. I gotta be really careful though, because last time we had somebody push us,
Clear high, bud.
we ended up on pit road. Ooh, another huge hit. But that bumps us up to 17th. I guess we'll stay with Josh Balicki for right now and see what he can do. But we need to work our way to the front here. And thankfully though, it's kind of broken up a little bit. Uh-oh. Game decided to have a little hiccup. I don't know why it would do that.
That was a great
18
lap.
laps to go, and we're slowly starting to get some better lap times here. And also the car is starting to get a little tight, as there goes Josh Balicki by us. He finally had enough. One thing to keep in mind, especially here at Homestead,
Inside now.
is that, you know, there's quite a bit of time for long runs, as Vinnie Miller gets past us for the 18th position. But here's the thing, though: if we don't have a good race here, that doesn't mean that we're going to be screwed, because the fact that we're back here and Brandon Jones is somewhere up there, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay in the points. I believe I am going to need to take some wedge out of here, because this car is definitely a little tight right now. And we're just not as quick right on this run. So we may have to pull a little strategic move and possibly not take as many tires as we want to. But you can see that the gap is now forming, because look at that hornet's nest up there. That little hornet's nest all over the place. That is all for the top 10. Oh, caution is out for Joe Nemechek. Ah, he had a problem. Now, you know, this thing is really tight right now, and we're back here and it's still pretty early. Let's sacrifice a little bit of stage points here and see if we can't get the car to loosen up a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna keep the tires on, but we're gonna go ahead, take some wedge out, put some fuel in it, and then it's gonna put us almost last, but it's early enough in the race. Let's take a chance and see what happens. So that puts us back into the 35th position.
Coming to the green, driver.
Here we go. Here's the restart. Green flag is back out.
You got room. You're clear.
Now the reason why I sacrificed stage points here in stage number 1 is really because
All right, you're
we
clear.
don't really need those right now, and plus we still have a good points lead ahead of Brennan Jones. So I figured, let's go ahead and come in. Let's make an adjustment early in the run, and see if we can't use it to our advantage for later on. Because remember, we will need to put on fresh tires at some point again later in this race. So now we start blowing past some of these back markers here. We're going to go past Colby Howard, Cesar Baccarella, there's Jeff Green. We're about to make it 3 wide.
Halfway this lap.
So we're now at the official halfway point. There is Josh Williams, who might park it on the racetrack when we're all said and done. So now bump us back into the 24th position, and now we're going to slowly start to climb the ladder again. And I will say that taking out those 2 rounds of wedge
Still there. Clear
seems
high,
to have
clear
made a
high.
difference.
Stay low. And to go.
10 laps to go now as we're now going to crack the top 20.
Still
There we go, get around Joe Graff Jr. See how we're doing here tire wear wise. That right front is definitely wearing out. A lot faster than I would have wanted to, but we'll have to just keep an eye on it. Now making some moves ahead of Brennan Brown and Ray Black Jr. Not quite. Just could not get to them as fast as I wanted to. But I think our car is pretty good on the low side. I don't know why. The game is still having some hiccups while we're running here. But it looks like Chase Briscoe will end up winning this stage. The question is, are we sacrificing stage points again, or do you think we can make our way up into the top 10 with the way this car is handling? Because right now the car handles really good on the bottom, and I'm also gingerly on the gas too. Let's see how many more laps we have as we come back around. We got Jeffrey Earnhardt in front of us. We have 8 laps to go, so probably we're gonna come up shy of getting some stage points, but we can at least get some more stuff. Now there is a yellow car in front of me. Is that Brennan Jones? It's hard to tell from back here. And I wish that the leaderboard... It is Brennan Jones! Oh my goodness, is he struggling with us?
Still there.
That's actually gonna be both good and bad. Good for us, bad for him. Good for us because it means our points lead is okay, but bad for him because that means he's gonna fall into a bigger deficit for the regular season title.
You're clear.
So Brandon Jones all the way back here. No, that's weird. And I think we're about to pass him. Let's see what happens here. We could probably get it in there. Go way up high here.
9 lanes clear. Car outside.
See if we can't get him. I can't really do anything because the car just gets a brick wall when we get to the middle of the corner. Need a little bit of drafting help as Josh Balicki almost takes us into the wall. Don't know where his spotter was, but we'll stay up high. Ooh, bumped Brennan Jones right there. Can't really get the job done, so let's see if we can't do a little crossover. Go right below Brennan Jones, and now we'll have the 16th position. I could definitely feel the car is starting to get a little loose. I think we may have loosened it up a little too much, so we may have to make some more changes to this car once we come into pit road. In fact, I may even want to. Oh my goodness! Yep. The car's way too loose now. Save it. Wow. Yep, car's loose. Car is way too loose. We're gonna have to come to pit road again before everybody else.
Still there.
I think Homestead is just gonna be the place where we're gonna end up struggling. Oh man, this thing's now way too loose. Well, that's the end of the stage. We finished 20th. Youch. Alright, we're gonna be bringing it to pit road because we gotta do some more changes to this thing. This thing is just not... it just feels really sick. Let's see, I'm going to... let's see, right front... right front we can... let's take a little bit of air out of it. See if that'll work it, and then the left front, and then the left rear. Let's go ahead and put a little bit in there so we can, lean on it a little bit more. 2 cans of fuel. Alright, let's do it. So stage number 2 is about to get underway. We've made some major adjustments to this car. Let's see if it'll work. Green flag. It's a good thing, though, that we won't be coming back to Homestead for the rest of the season after this, because I have a feeling that Homestead, for me, has just been really rough. Now, we do have the newer tires, while everybody else is going to be struggling on these older ones, so we might be able to carve our way through the field and get some stage points. Also, we have 1 car out of the race. Looks like that's Colby Howard.
Careful, still there.
So let's slowly start working our way back up towards the front and see if we can get some stage points in stage number 2.
Clear high. high, bud.
I think what I ended up doing was that I decided to take a little bit too much wedge out, so we've added back about maybe like a turn and a half to see if that will help. Because I think what was going on was that the car was just starting to get too loose as the run went on. Plus, we were abusing our right front as well, so let's see how we're doing over here. Okay, so looks like we've equalized the tire wear, which is actually pretty good. Let's get around Joe Nemechek here. Now we're going to pop back into the top 20. Sometimes you're bound to have races where you can't really win them all, but you know, Homestead used to be really fun in the past games, but right now it's kind of being annoying. And I know we got Talladega coming up next, which that'll be a lot of fun. I have a feeling that we'll run that race pretty well. Heck, I'd even think we probably will win it, but we'll see. Now, with Brennan Jones all the way back here, this is crazy. He's now fallen further back in the 17th position, which is very weird considering that normally he's pretty dominant. So the fact that, you know, both of us are kind of struggling right now means that our points lead is going to stay padded. It's going to stay pretty much padded for right now. We're going to get around Jeffrey Earnhardt here in the Zero machine. The Contec Chevrolet. I kind of like that paint scheme. I also like the white wheels. It's pretty neat. Also, Noah Gregson's back here too, so he's struggling to keep up as well. As now we make the pass on Brennan Jones, but he's going to try to come over here to the outside. We get a little contact from him, but nothing happening.
You're all clear up top.
So put us into the 17th position, and like I said, we actually have the newer tires. Now, when it comes to a pit stop where everybody else will have to come to pit road, we will have to come in anyway. But what we might be able to do is we might be able to take our tires a little bit further out, but we're going to need a caution to cycle everybody back onto our strategy. So it might come into play, who knows. Now we get around Noah Gregson for the 16th position.
Clear high, bud.
Take a look at our tires here. You can see that our right front is also wearing out a little bit more than everything else again, so probably we're on the right track with the adjustments, but we probably are going to need to put a little bit more tire pressure in the right front. See if we can't do something with that, because maybe what we can do is that we can probably turn the right front into a harder compound tire, like putting in some air pressure, and seeing if that will help. But right now, the record here, or my best lap, was a 32.98, but you can see my best is currently a 33.52. We now try to close the gap here on Daniel Hemrick. Car started to get a little bit tight right there. Now we'll have 16 laps to go. There's only one other race that I've done in any of these full season series where I did not score a single stage point. And to find that, I think we would have to go all the way back to our Truck Series playthrough. I can't remember the race offhand, but I know that it was one of the races that we were just struggling at. But I think we're going to keep our streak of getting stage points in each race alive.
Good job.
If we now get in behind Daniel Hemrick, going to make the pass on him, and there's Justin Haley.
Right, you're clear.
On the 11 machine. Josh Balicki has worked his way all the way up here into the 12th position, which is truly amazing for sure. Now let's see what we do here as we go down on the bottom. We'll make the pass happen.
Stay low.
Car's getting a little bit tight right now.
Clear high, bud.
But I can see that left rear tire is still pretty good. But we want to get these guys a little bit more equalized if possible. But we can also lean on the left side a little bit more. I can smell that top 10 coming up here. Now, because we also came into pit road, we'll have a little bit more fuel than everybody else. So, what this might mean is that should we get the long run coming to the, coming to the third stage, then we might be perfect on fuel, as we now have 13 laps to go. And you know what I'm thinking is that maybe what we'll do is that we'll add the wedge back in that we took out, and just shuffle the air pressures again. Probably add a little bit more right front to see if we can help out a little bit. And then maybe what we'll do is that we'll lower the air pressure in the left rear a little bit. See what we can do. Because right now the car does feel a little tight. It's starting to feel a little bit tighter the longer we go. Because look at our tire wear. The right front is getting abused pretty well. So what I'm thinking we may need to do is that we're going to need to possibly take some tire pressure out of the left rear, so that way the left rear can wear a little bit more, and we're going to take it and put it in the right front to see if we can equalize a few things. Now we're going to go underneath Josh Balicki. There's Michael Annette. Put us into the 12th position, and now we have 2 more cars to pass before we hit the top 10. Which should give us some stage points, which is something that Brennan Jones is going to be missing. In fact, those stage points are going to come into huge play when it comes to the playoffs. Ooh. Okay, getting a little loose there, a little loosey-goosey. And boy, these cars are really parking the bus, and you can see that Chase Briscoe's about to put some cars a lap down, so he's definitely got the car to beat as we now make the pass on Michael Annette. Trying to make the move on Anthony Alfredo. Can't get it done this lap. We should be able to get it done the next lap with 10 to go in stage 2. Here we go. Down to the bottom we go. Put us into the 10th position, so that means we will get a stage point as long as we keep this going. Ooh! Michael Annette almost wrecked us! Oh my goodness. That was almost a wreck. That was going to be really bad. So right now we just gotta nurse this car back home. As you can see, the car just starts to fall apart as the tires continue to wear. And it's definitely... I mean, this track, I don't remember it being a place that eats tires. I mean, I could be wrong because it's been a long time since I've driven here at Homestead. Well, long time, in a very long time, that is. I kind of don't want to go up towards the high side because I know that this car's nose is a little bit nose heavy. Now, when we get to Talladega next, there's really not much of a setup over there, but we're probably going to bring our sister car that we drove at Daytona. That was super good in the draft, and that was also very fast as well. So we'll have to see how Talladega goes. Because if we can leave Talladega with a great finish, then, Pocono, and then we can get to the Indianapolis Roval, that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to tell you guys the surprise I have for that. In fact, I think I may have told you guys about it or teased about it in a previous video, but I can't remember. It's been so long since we did these. 7 to go this time by. I don't think we're catching up to the guy in front of us. That is Alex LeBay. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, we're kind of equalizing LeBay right now. I mean, he's gaining more over there, but we're losing a little bit here. But I think that's because, too, our car needs some help. Like, it feels great on the restarts, but it just needs some help handling-wise. And we're not going to get many more opportunities for that unless we get another big caution. So, probably best to just, throw at this car the big changes that I want to make, and then see if we can't, get it home for the last, 50 laps or so. But boy, Chase Briscoe has been the class of the field. He's been the absolute class of the field since the drop of the green flag, because he made the pass on Ross Chastain. I don't even remember if Chastain even led a single lap, to be perfectly honest here.
5 laps to go.
5 laps to go in this stage. And we're slowly closing the gap here on LeBay, but I don't know if we're going to be able to catch him. The car's starting to feel better, so we definitely have a late run car. Just need to get it a little bit better. But yeah, for the ones that are watching who don't know very much about the adjustments, air pressure can make a big difference in the car because the air pressures build up over the time that they're racing on track. But you don't want to run the pressures too low, otherwise you could end up screwing up the tire, or sometimes the thing will just not be good. Whoa. Just felt the rear end kick out again. Oh my god, again with the rear end kicking out. The car just got way too upset there. Now it looks like we're going to catch up to some lap traffic. So we're going to go ahead and stay up here on the high side because, man, the car just felt really loose coming out of that corner. 3 laps to go this time by. And you can see that there's Jesse Little that just went a lap down. So he's falling back here as we got a spinner. That looks like Tommy Joe Martin's. So we actually do finish 10th and get the stage point. So good job for that. All right, we're going to be pitting. Now let's do some huge stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and take this down a little bit. We're going to lower the right rear. No, not the right rear. We want to keep that up. We want to add a little bit to the left rear. Put that there. We're going to go ahead and add back a little wedge. I'm going to also take a little bit out of the... Actually, I'm going to add a little bit to the left front, so we have something to lean on. There we go. That's all we can do. Saved by the bell. So we're going to start 9th. We're going to restart 9th because somebody lost some positions. Let's hope these adjustments work for the final stage. This is a 55 lap stage, and oh my goodness, check out the fuel up there. So, you know what this means? It means we cannot afford a green-white checker finish. We cannot have a green-white checker finish, otherwise it's going to really screw us over. So, we're going to have to conserve a little bit of gas if possible, because I think this may have just turned into a fuel mileage race. But look at this, we're right up here in the top 10, and it looks like we may have a new race leader in the form of Justin Allgaier. So are there any kinks being formed in Chase Briscoe's armor? See what happens there. Now remember too, we're on the new tires along with everybody else, so our car is not going to be good on the initial get-go. As you can see, Michael Annette just gave us a huge hit in the back. I mean, that works for Talladega and Daytona, but it doesn't really work for here. And yeah, you can clearly see that my car is just not getting going here, especially on these newer tires. So we're gonna stay down here with Michael Annette and just wait for these tires to kick in, because then we should be able to just continue forward. As now, Justin Allgaier, no, Harrison Burton has taken over the race lead. Oh man, we got to be careful of Harrison Burton because he could play a huge factor in the championship, and you know, if he continues this winning streak and we continue to have some issues, he could be the new points leader or the new playoff leader if we're not careful. Here comes Riley Herbst with a huge head of steam, and now we're slowly starting to drop back a little bit here, but we're still in the top 10. We're still in the top 10 for now, but because I got loose up there, or because I got a little tight. There we go. Now, here comes everybody.
Car on the outside now.
Yeah, this car is dropping like a dead duck. So out of the top 10, and we got a caution. But you know what I think we're going to do? We're going to take this opportunity again to come to pit road. And we're going to pull a little strategy here. So, we're going to be back in 27th, which is okay, because you know what? Now we have enough fuel to make it to the end. Because if you noticed at the very top, we had 52 laps to go, and we only had like 51 laps of fuel. But here, I decided to bring it to pit road, so that way we now have the better fuel, and now we can start trucking our way through the field. Plus, this will also mean too that everybody's going to be a little bit of a problem come a green-white checker, but I highly doubt there's going to be any. I think there's 2 cars out of the race down there, because I see, like, double dots as Allgaier continues to lead, but it looks like there's a battle for the lead up there. You guys probably can't see it, but I can see it from all the way back here. But I believe... okay, so Allgaier kept it. So let's make hay while the sun is shining and make some big passes here. I don't know if we have enough to win here at Homestead. I would love to win here, but it truly depends on like what is going to happen with this. Got to be careful. We gotta go 3 wide. Don't want to hit Joe Nemechek there. I do not want to hit him. In fact, actually, I had some people tell me, you know, go on, hit the trump car and stuff. No, I'm not gonna hit Joe Nemechek on purpose. Come on, come on.
All right, you're clear.
Besides, I like Joe Nemechek. He's a good dude. He's a really good driver. Well, he was a really good driver. Still is. Just doesn't do anything in the Cup Series or Xfinity Series as often as he used to. Brennan Jones is back here. I'm still in shock. I know I sound like a broken record, but I really thought Brennan Jones was going to be a dominant car, but obviously not back here or anything. And right now, the setup adjustments that we made to this car,
Hang tight there, driver.
it's feeling better. It's definitely feeling better. We still have some issues with tire wear. I don't know. I may end up testing here at Homestead a little bit more just to get some other stuff as we give Ray Black Jr. a little bump.
Stay low, stay low.
Move him out of the way. There's Brandon Brown, who we were racing with last time. See if we can't make a move towards the bottom here and make some passing here with 44 to go. The field is starting to spread out a little bit, but Justin Allgaier's not getting away as fast as Chase Briscoe was. And I think that Chase Briscoe is now in dirty air. So right now, it looks like that Allgaier could win this thing and steal it away from
Still there.
from Briscoe. Coming out of turn 4, let's see how many more laps we have. We got quite a few laps to go. 43 laps to go, so that's fine. This car should start to come in pretty well. As you can see, we're slowly picking off cars one by one. Because the car is getting better. The car is slowly getting better, and our lap times are getting better as well. I'm looking at our tire wear right now. That right front is still seeing some action, so we'll have to see how that goes. I almost feel like we got a Darlington car for this one. But I don't know. I'd just like to get back into the top 10 if possible. 42 laps to go now. So something interesting about Homestead, I think I talked about this in the first video, but for the ones who probably didn't watch that, or are probably tuning in right now, this track used to be very flat. It only had like, I don't know, 7 degrees of banking, or even a little less. And they continued to run that up until about 2002, when after the 2002 championship, they closed the track, they bulldozed the inside, they reconfigured it, or they basically relayered it to be progressive banking, which means that at the bottom it's the lowest, and then the highest line is the highest, and it turned into some really great racing over the years. And it actually was a great place to decide the championship for a lot of years, up until NASCAR decided to suddenly take away the good stuff and take us to Phoenix, where, you know, it's kind of a lackluster race over there. I mean, this place would be awesome to still hold the championship. Plus, whenever we saw Homestead growing up, it usually meant that the season was, you know, almost done. It would be that this would be the championship race, we'd go to Homestead, and, you know, we would start reminiscing about the season, and it was just fun. It was just fun to do. And then NASCAR decided to move this into March, and that didn't really work too well. So now Homestead is a little later in the season. In fact, I think it's actually now part of the chase. Now part of the new playoffs, I should say, not the chase. Coming out of turn 4 to the front straightaway, we got 39 laps to go. And as you can see, the field is now spread out a little bit more. There is Justin Haley. But you can see right now, we are absolutely we are absolutely picking these guys off one by one. The car is feeling a lot better, And not only that too, but I kind of feel like the car is actually coming in a little bit better than it was earlier. Plus, I'm not feeling as loose as I did, because I did add back a little bit of wedge, so that would help us, you know, during this time. Justin Haley's going to go down low here. We're going to give him a little bump. Try to get him a little bit loose there, but couldn't do it. Now I can get a little hit here from Daniel Hemrick. I mean, Justin Haley is just, you know, holding us up right now because he knows that we're not good up here on the high side. But maybe we can try and side draft him or something, or do a crossover. Ooh, that was getting really scary as Daniel Hemrick is now trying to make it 3 wide. I don't think it's going to work. Daniel Hemrick was going to be the meat in the Exalta sandwich there. But now bump us up into the 12th position. Now we were in this position before, trying to chase down Alex LeBay. Let's watch the lap, or let's watch the leaderboard up there and see like if we're picking up on them. And I already saw that we picked up on Michael Annett by about almost 3/10, possibly. Because another thing too is that I'm letting off the gas a little bit, and I'm just letting the car roll through the corner. Justin Allgaier is going to be hitting some lap traffic here in a bit. I highly doubt we're going to win this race unless we get a yellow flag at some point coming up here, but I just don't think this car was strong enough to really work with the leaders up there. So I think Homestead definitely became our Achilles heel, but it's really not going to make a difference now, because with Brennan Jones back there and some of these other guys who are way back in the points, this will be a great day for them. But because we were both still in the race, but Brennan Jones is way in the back and we're up here kind of mid-pack, they'll eat into our lead a little bit, but not enough to really say that they're going to be a threat coming up. So as you can see, we're slowly closing the gap on Michael Annett. Car is getting a lot better, that's for sure. Coming around here to 34 laps to go. I thought about shortening this race a little bit, but I decided against it, only because I knew that this would be fun to do this type of race. Because I know that there's another race coming up. We'll have Dover that will be 100 laps. In fact, there will be a couple more races where there will be 100. And I did see an uptick in views on some of these videos. So for those that are watching right now and for those that are tuning in, make sure you leave a like and a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to see more of these races. 33 laps to go, and we are just eating into Michael Annett right here. You can see that the gap was at 1.5 seconds. Now it's down to 1.2. Now we're down to 1.1. We're almost within a second of him. We're like right on top of him. Just got to be really careful and see what we could do, because catching them is one thing, passing these guys is another. I would like to finish in the top 10 again. How are we doing tire-wise? Not bad. Not bad. The tires are actually wearing a lot better now than they were earlier, so you can see too, got that right front is still getting abused, but it should be able to last for the last 30 laps or so. Hopefully that's the case. Now here we go, we're taking the middle groove, and there's Michael Annett. The gap is now 8 seconds behind him. Now come around to just 31 laps to go. And I can see that the next couple of cars in front of us should be the top 10, but we're also going to need to deal with some lap traffic once Justin Allgaier gets through them. Here we go. It looks like we're getting them going into the corner. We definitely have a good car that gets good coming into the corner, which is actually pretty good. Now we got 30 laps to go, and so far no yellow flags except for the first part of the race. So who knows? I'm also thinking about the possibility of making, of possibly trying out no stages for the road courses and seeing like how that's going to work, because I know that NASCAR in real life decided to try no stage breaks at the road course of Circuit of the Americas. As we now make a big pass here on Michael Annett, we caught him and now put us in the 11th position. But I'm toying with the idea of possibly turning off the stages for either Pocono or possibly the Indianapolis Roval. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what I want to do and see what happens. But that would also eliminate stage points, unfortunately. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, so don't go too low on track, otherwise the car will be really hard to work with. So we're gonna have to come up here and stay up as high as we can go. I can feel the rear end starting to kick out just a slight bit, but we do have some wedge that is working for us. And if we do get a yellow flag, we will not have to pit. But you can see right there, we are slowly catching up again to Anthony Alfredo and Alex Labay. See if we can see how close or how fast we can actually catch these guys. The gap is still 1.4 seconds. And now it looks like that he probably has a lap car right there, so that really messed him up. But we might find ourselves in the top 10 here very soon. There's Jesse Little, he's going a lap down again, so we'll make short work of him. He gave us the inside. There's David Starr. But not only that, I noticed that it did break up a couple of these cars. But there's Anthony Alfredo again. I would like to get ahead of Alex Labay, who is up there, but we might run out of laps. So now this has turned into more of a race where we know that we can't win this thing, so let's try our best to get as high a finish as we can, as CJ McLaughlin is now going to come into our clutches. Let's try and finish this as high as we can, get some good points, that way we can leave Homestead, you know, on a high note. Because we did get a top 10, in the last race. I mean, we barely got it. So let's just think big picture here. We finished. We were way back here in the pack, and we just didn't have the car to win, or at least at this point. So let's just think big picture. I said big picture, not big spin there. And let's just see if we can salvage a good finish. Because I can tell the car is now getting a little bit loose. So I'm gonna have to really start doing some other stuff here with the foot pedals. I think there's now 3 cars out of the race. I'm not sure what's going on there, but now we're gonna get past Anthony Alfredo, who's actually going to get a little bit hung up there by Tommy Joe Martins, who's going to lap down. And we could have made a pass, but unfortunately the rear end on our car started kicking out. But I think it's starting to kick out again, so we need to be absolutely careful here and try not to get the car upset enough that it's going to cause us to spin out. Now we can make a move underneath Anthony Alfredo. There's Landon Castle, who went a lap down. And there's Matt Mills, I believe. No, that's Mike Harmon that went a lap down. So put us into the top 10. And there is Alex Labay in front of us. The gap is currently 0.5 of a second behind him. And there's the caution. Oh, we needed that caution. Daniel Hemrick ended up spinning out there. But that was the caution we needed. Oh, this could be huge. Obviously, we're not going to pit, because right now you can see that there's really only 24 cars in the lead lap, and we're gonna make good use of time and materials here. So when we go back green, it's going to be a 20-lap dash. So here we go. Could we still salvage a win?
Right,
see what happens. Here we go, and here's the restart.
Down, green's out, inside.
19 laps to go.
Bottom free.
Oh, look
Use
at
it if
this.
you need it.
Look at this. Look at this good run we got here. Move us up in the 7th position. Oh, that car is getting... Oh, our car is getting
Still there.
loose. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Car outside.
Yep. Yep, got way too loose there. But look at that. Everybody hung
Stay
with
on the
us.
bottom.
That was pretty good. Alright, I'm going to have to be really careful here. I'm going to have to go up top here and see if I can't...
Got
Uh-oh.
one inside.
Uh-oh. Car is just wicked loose now. Probably should have come in for right side tires, but nobody else was going to come in. So let's just see if we can... Let's see if we can hold on to this. Uh-oh. That's not good. Car is loose. Car is loose!
Inside.
Yep. We fucked it. We absolutely fucked it. We're gonna have to take 2 right side tires. There goes the points, there goes everything.
Coming to the green, driver.
Damn it.
You ready?
Alright, restart again with 2 new right side tires. I probably should have come to pit road anyway
All clear.
on that last one, because apparently this car does not like it when the tires are like that. But now we got 15 laps to see if we can't salvage a good finish. If at all possible. We have new right side tires, so we should be able to claw our way at least to a good finish.
Stay low.
I
Stay
hope.
low.
But damn it. That was stupid of me. That was
All right,
absolutely
you're clear.
stupid of me to think that we could have stayed out. I think we should have just gotten 2 tires and then just
Stay low, bud.
could have been fine, but nope, we spun out
All right. Clear
because the
outside.
car just would not work on these bits of tires. So Algeier continues to lead, and we don't have very many laps, so we need to really start
Stay high,
carving our
stay
way
high.
here through
We're
the
all
rest
clear
of the
on the
field.
bottom.
As right now, Algeier continues to lead. That looks like that's Chase Briscoe coming
All clear.
underneath him to pass. There's Brennan Jones in front of us. Yeah, the car just feels a lot better now, so we got 13 laps to go.
Careful. Still there.
I highly doubt we can actually get a win at this
All
point,
right, you're clear.
because everybody just keeps parking the bus. Sorry, Noah
All right,
Gregson.
clear outside.
Just trying to get up to get some stage points and to get a good finish for this race. I mean, it's going to be close. It's going to be really close. And now I'm seeing that Chase Briscoe is going to make a move underneath. We go 3 wide underneath Annette and Haley. Now put Chase Briscoe back to the race lead. Coming to the line, we now have 12 laps to go. So Chase Briscoe now reassumes the race lead. Algeier is second up there. You can kind of see their little dots up there. Can't really see it on the track map down there just because they don't ever put the numbers on there anymore, which is a little sad. Except for the leader and except for your own. But I'll tell you what, we were able to carve our way to 11th in just a few laps. Now I see the top 10 in front of us. With 11 laps to go, let's see what we can do and garner a good finish, hopefully. Car's getting a little loose again because I think those left side tires are starting to give way. But we are absolutely closing the gap here, slowly but surely. Even though our car is wicked tight and wicked loose at the same time, it's currently a very sick car. This kind of feels like the car I had at Baku. If you guys have not yet seen that video yet, the Monaco Baku race. As now, here we go. We're going to pass Anthony Alfredo and Alex LeBay here. We're closing the gap, but I think it's going to be too little too late for us to get a win. There we go, underneath Anthony Alfredo for the 10th position. Now let's get around Alex LeBay and Ryan Sieg, but they are parking the bus right now. I mean, come on guys, you guys shouldn't be parking the bus. Your name's not Josh Williams.
That was a great lap.
9 to go this time by.
Still there.
According to Jeff Gordon, who was being my spotter there, that was a great lap, which means we're actually doing pretty good.
3 wide now.
Oh my god!
Hold your line. Got one inside.
The car got loose again! So now we're back to 11th. This is gotta be the most frustrating Homestead race ever, because look at this. The car just doesn't like these older tires, it seems.
Still there.
Because we almost lost control of the car again. Now we're gonna try it again. Get around Alex LeBay, and then we need to get around Ryan Sieg if at all possible. Oh my goodness! And again, the car got loose. This car, the tires, like the rear end is just trying to kick out so much more. I don't know, guys. We might end up losing a top 10 here, just because of the car having so many problems with it. You can tell that we are abusing the right side as much as possible. But maybe we might sneak out a top 10. Let's see. We're gonna get around Alex LeBay again. There we go. All right, now we've made the move. Now let's try to keep this. Let's try to keep this. Oh my god. The rear end of the car, as soon as I get to the gas, it's almost like the car is just worn out. So we need to salvage. We just need to salvage this. We need to keep going. Car ran high. Here comes LeBay to the bottom.
Inside.
Man, this is like second song, you know, same song, different verse here. Or different song, same verse. There's Anthony Alfredo in front of us. I'm going to try running up here on the high side because it seems like my car just likes to run up here. See if we can catch Anthony Alfredo with 5 to go. I mean, 2 10th place finishes isn't something to really cry about. So hopefully we don't have to worry about that. Car is just, oh my god, this thing is just wicked loose. Come on, buddy, hold on to her for the next 4.5 laps. Don't spin out on me. Looks like Chase Briscoe will win this one, as we now have about 4 laps of racing to go. We just have to keep going. Somebody's blowing up in front of us.
Powers called to caution.
Ross Chastain is blown up. That just put us into a green-white checker. Oh boy. This is gonna be an interesting finish. Well, not necessarily a green-white checker, I don't think. Oh, nope, it's overtime. So here we go. Let's see what happens. I just noticed Vinnie Miller is up there. Here we go.
Ready.
And a green flag for a green-white checker.
2 to go. All right, you're clear.
Keeping it nice and tidy here on the bottom. Car got loose again. We're chasing it up the racetrack again.
Hold your line.
But we can hold a good ground up here on the high side, because I think that's where we're going to have to stay and get ourselves up here. Now they're starting to fan out a little bit.
All clear.
Oh, hard in the wall we go.
Car there on the inside.
Got a little bit loose, and we accidentally wreck Alex LeBay.
Hey, driver.
And that will do it. The caution came out right as Chase Briscoe crossed the start-finish line. So we finished 7th. Well, we salvaged a lot better finish than a lot of other people, but wow, that was insane. And of course, not our best race, but hey, 25th to 7th, it's pretty cool. See if there's any highlights that we can see here. There's really not many highlights for this race, quite frankly. Now, honestly, you see here that it says we finished 2 laps down. No, that's just because with the way that the caution came out, Chase Briscoe got the win. Herbst finished 2nd. In fact, that means Briscoe won all 3 stages. He dominated. Who were the cars that fell out of the race? Looks like Baccarella, Balicki, and Colby Howard. Where did LeBay finish? 16th. Ouch. I didn't mean to wreck him. Oh, you can see back there, that was Daniel Hemrick that blew a motor at some point, but man, we were... Ugh. Yep, and then we got taken out right there because of a loose race car. But you can see here in the point standings, we continued to extend our points lead a little bit. Brandon Jones did eat into it just a little bit. But we still got like a 50-odd point lead ahead of him. So that's pretty good. But now Chase Briscoe has 2 victories for this year. He had the fastest lap, so that's pretty much that was pretty much a given. He probably led the most laps. Yep, he had this track figured out. Most made up positions award goes to us. And then who got the tough break award? Ross Chastain. He finished back in 23rd. That's a shame. That is a shame. Alright, so now our next race is going to be at Talladega Superspeedway. I'm not sure if it's going to be with this very paint scheme, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's going to do it for this race. If you guys want to see more of this, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and also comment. See you guys next time, and until then, take care.